Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Evan Fritsch, and I am a managing partner at Pathos Management. What we do is we help custom home builders get in front of more eyes, generate more leads, and close more deals. Thanks for joining this webinar. We hope to provide you some value today. I am joined by Lucas from Cedrio. He can go ahead and introduce himself real quick.
Hey, good morning, everyone. And as Evan was saying, thank you for joining us today. And Evan, thank you for having us on board with this webinar. We're excited. So again, my name is Lucas. I'm a business consultant here with Cedrio in the US market, and I'm based out of the Atlanta, Georgia region. I'll pass it back to Evan, and I'll speak a little bit more about Cedrio in the coming minutes.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Lucas. So guys, today I'm going to cover the first part of things, and then I'll pitch things to Lucas to talk about some case studies and things that he's found with his clients have worked really well in terms of improving sales velocity. All right, that is the focus for today. So I am going to go ahead and share this PowerPoint. Here we go. Hope everyone can see that. So this is from Pathos Management. We help you sell more homes. As I said, we are talking about sales velocity today. So what is sales velocity? Well, sales velocity, quite simply, is the average deal amount. Okay, so the amount of money you're getting from every time you sell a house times the number of opportunities, that's the leads that you're generating, times conversion rate. And all of that is divided by the length of your sales cycle. Okay, so we're going to break this down into three parts. I'm going to cover the average deal amount, number of opportunities, conversion rate. Lucas will cover the length of the sales cycle. All right. And what we're going to do is try to give you some tips on how you can optimize each stage of this equation so that you can start generating more leads, selling more homes, being more profitable in your business. Okay. So I am going to go through these first two steps, average deal amount and number of opportunities, fairly quickly. And then we will just get down to business on conversion rate, because that's really where the magic happens. All right. So going to average deal amount. All right. So average deal amount, as I said, quite simply, this is the price that you put on your home. All right. It's important to know this. It's important to know what the figure is, what I mean to say. I obviously can't really help you change the price that you put on your house. That's up to you, okay? What I can do, however, is give some insight into, a better way of thinking of this part of the equation in order to inform the steps that come later, and I'll get into that. But basically, you need to know what that average deal amount is. And a good way of getting to one level deeper is actually figuring out what the lifetime value of a customer is. All right. Some people might already be doing this, but other builders, for a lot of them, they're not doing this. Okay. So lifetime value. Let's say a customer starts by buying a house from you. Fantastic. All right. But then after that, are you tracking your numbers? All right. You really need to be tracking your numbers. So let's say a percentage of the people who buy from you go on to have you build an ADU. Maybe up front they weren't interested in it, but later on, a couple of years down the road, they say, hey, we really want an ADU. We want you to buy it or to build it. And so you go ahead and do that. All right. Their lifetime value has just increased. All right. Let's say you also do renovations. Some home builders do some reno on the side. And let's say that an average of 5% of your customers, the people who bought homes from you, refer you to a friend for reno. All right. That's another instance in where their lifetime value is increasing. Or let's say some builders have partnerships. Let's say that you team up with interior designers, and a certain percentage of the people who buy your house, they go with the interior designer that you recommend, and then you get a referral fee. Again, lifetime value is increasing. So all this to say, the average deal amount can also be viewed as the average lifetime value as a customer. And in many cases, that means that it's much higher. And now, this part of the equation, the reason we're covering this right here is because that'll inform what you do with marketing and in terms of getting yourself out there further down the line. Okay, so keep this in mind. We'll cycle back to it. Now, part two, number of opportunities. Right, this is lead generation. This is the leads coming in the door. Right, you really need to track this. So where are your leads coming from? Are they coming from word of mouth? Fantastic. Are they coming from local paper? Are they coming from Google search? Where are they coming from? All right, this is something where if you're the owner of your business, you really need to be on top of, because if you don't track it, there's no way to improve it. Okay. Now, one big area that people can be coming from is Google search, right? SEO, search engine optimization. Now, we're not going to get into the nitty gritty of this because maybe you've heard about it, maybe you're familiar with it, maybe you're not, but it does get kind of complicated. But to share some personal experience that I've had, a lot of builders, they say, yeah, we're getting tons of people coming through Google. People search us on Google, they look us up, they'll type their own name into the phone and be like, there I am, top result. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Google prioritizes its results based on its geography. Okay, so depending on what part of the country you're in, depending on what city you're in, they will organize those results in a different way. So it might be the case that, let's say you're a builder in Texas. All right, someone in your city searches for you, you show up on their search results. Fantastic. But let's say someone from California, okay, someone from another part of the country is searching for custom home builders in your city in Texas. Are they going to find you? In most cases, for lots of home builders, it's not the case. You're not showing up on those search results, all right? Where you might be showing up on a local result, you're not showing up in terms of people who are searching out of state, okay? So the best way to improve SEO is to really build it up organically. This includes getting backlinks to your site, um, basically your site, just to explain a little, your site has a domain authority, okay? And the more people who also have a high domain authority linking to your site, that improves your domain authority, putting you up in the Google search engine results, all right? What you want to do, though, is you want to build up traffic ideally organically. So this is through content marketing. That's a great way of doing it. It takes time, but it's doable. The great thing about content marketing is that it really helps you build trust with the buyer. Okay, a potential buyer sees you, they start to get to know you a little bit, they start to trust you. You get to build your reputation as an authority. So it's all very good things, and it also generates organic traffic to your site, which tells Google that you're a reputable site. They rank you higher and higher in those search results. Okay, again, this takes time, but it's doable. Another way of going about it, though, if you don't have the time and budget to spend in terms of content marketing, is to run really well targeted ads and optimized ad campaigns. Okay, this means you're looking for very specific keywords that people are searching, that you can quantify that people are searching per month. It's not just, oh, I have the feeling that people are searching this term in, because trust me, I know, I do this for a living. What you think people are searching is not often what people are searching. Okay, so you want to find the exact terms that they're looking for, the exact terms that you can start to rank for on Google search, and you want to run really well targeted ads to those keyword phrases. All right, this is not simply custom home builder Texas. It can be something really well targeted. And it's like, moving from Texas from out of town, here's this. I'm not going to get into the specifics of the copywriting for it, but you get the gist, hopefully. All right. Number of opportunities. In order to increase the lead gen, the leads coming through the door, you really need to track where everyone's coming from. And then you need to figure out, what strategy do you want to do, in order to improve your ranking on SEO, because for so many builders, tons of traffic's coming through Google. That's how people initially hear from you. Okay. This can be through content marketing or really well targeted and optimized ads. Now, gonna go to step 3, part 3 of the equation, which is conversion rate. Okay. And for conversion rate, this all starts with a really strong website design. A lot of builders, they say, hey, my website's fine. People tell me they like it. I don't really need to do this. But we have, in our experience working with people, we have seen a market increase in people actually converting and getting on the phone with someone from clicking on a search result. So they click on a search result, go to your website, get on the phone. We see a market increase when the website's very professionally done. Okay. Strong website design means that you convey your professionalism. If you're a builder selling a house that's worth $750,000, they don't want to see that your website looks like you spent $2K on it. Seriously, because there are lots of builders out there where I'll be like, man, your product is amazing, but your website doesn't convey that at all. You have to convey that value. Okay. So professionalism and then user experience. The on-page user experience has to be really good. It has to really funnel them down to what you want to do. It has to, you know, convey the information that you want to share, convey your professionalism, and then have that strong call to action. Okay, the strong call to action to where if you design a really great user experience, it'll be almost inevitable to avoid, or almost impossible to avoid is what I want to say. You know, lots of times you'll land on someone's site and there's so many different options, there's so many different things you can do. Yeah, there's a contact us page, but it's not like all streamlined and funneled to prompt them to take action. Okay. And when you're talking about just numbers of people online and you're trying to up that conversion rate, this is something that you really have to focus on, is that sharp user experience, really well phrased, copywritten calls to action. Okay, these are all very important. Another huge part of this, if you're going the ad route, is to have these well targeted ads spending money on the right keywords. I kind of said that before, okay, but I'm going to elaborate on it here. And I'm actually going to bring in the part from part one, the average deal amount. Okay. So a lot of builders I talk to, they say, man, we're spending too much money on ads. Don't want to spend more. I want to spend less. I say, look, actually, you're probably not spending enough money on ads. All right. Because there are two factors that go into this. The first one is that most builders don't have super well targeted ads. Okay. It's really generic copy. The keywords that they're targeting aren't fantastic. You know, it's kind of subpar stuff. So automatically you're wasting money on that. Money's just going down the drain because you're not, you know, having that really optimized by someone who knows the industry. The second thing is that if you calculate the lifetime value of your customer, all right, you might realize that you can actually afford to spend a lot more money to acquire that customer than you would have by simply, you know, by basically what you think you're spending already. You're saying, oh, I'm spending this much money, it's too much money. And actually, no, you can afford to spend more, because if your average lifetime value of a customer is this, you know, then your cost to acquire that customer, you know, you might be able to justify spending a lot more money on ads. So that brings in really the first part of the equation, is what I want to say. So that ad copy, ads, you know, you really can afford to optimize that process in order to increase this conversion rate. All right. Another huge part of this for those who are working with ads is to get good ad copy that really responds to what they're searching. You know, I kind of alluded to this above, but you know, you don't want generic stuff. You want ad copy that's responding to a specific term. So again, if they're coming from California, you know, maybe your ad says new to Texas, like best custom home builders in your area, you know, put that there. And then what you can do, again, increasing this conversion rate, is not just take them to your website. Okay. Take them to a landing page for when they click the ad. So this is not just the front screen of your website, but it's to a page that directly continues the journey of the ad. Okay. So they start with a very specific search term. They continue with very specific copy, and then they follow through with a very specific landing page that's continuing that journey. All right. It makes it feel so much more personalized. So in that same example with person from California moving to Texas, you could provide on the landing page, you know, info about you, also info about the area, you know, info about where they're moving to, where they're, you know, thinking of settling down. You know, you can provide resources for them. It really, really can help build trust, make you seem like the authority, and really makes things, you know, people love to feel like things are personalized. So this is a great process in terms of increasing the conversion rate. So regardless if you decide to go that personalized or not, you need to have a really strong call to action on your page. All right. You need to design the page so that it's nearly impossible for users not to take action. All right. And then lastly, in terms of increasing this conversion rate, once people actually, you know, get on your page, they're looking at you, is you need to leverage an exclusive offering. You know, it's the thing that you're using to distinguish yourself from your competition. All right. So for larger builders, this can be something like talk to a team member within an hour or even right now. If someone's on the page and they say, oh, wow, I can get on the phone with someone in 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to fill that out. And they go ahead and do it. Now, with smaller builders who might not have access to those resources, it can be something like, hey, you'll be working directly with me. You're not working with some other architect. You're not working with, this person. You're not working with a middleman. No, you're working directly with me. Like, call me now, get me on the phone. I've seen some smaller builders do that, and it's been a great way to distinguish themselves. And then lastly, you can have an exclusive offering like the one Cedrio offers, which is, I'm about to pitch this to Lucas, but something that not only helps you stand up from the sales or stand up from the competition that you're dealing with, but it also reduces the length of your sales cycle. So I'm going to go ahead and pitch this to Lucas and let him share some case studies about how, a special software like the one Cedrio is doing actually helps you do that and helps you reduce the length of that sales cycle.
Thank you, Evan. And again, thank you everybody for being here. And just to quickly introduce Cedrio to everyone that's on the call with us today. So Cedrio was actually founded in France about 10 years ago, and then we expanded into the US market roughly 2 years ago, currently working with 200 home builders and remodelers on three of the, continuously improve the three key pillars for them, and those being boosting their conversion rate, reducing sales cycle, and also increasing the average sale, which are some topics that you just heard Evan speak about. And we do this by helping them make the most out of Cedrio. Again, we're not just any other 3D software that's out in the market, as we were designed for salespeople themselves. And that's exactly what I want to talk to everyone about today by sharing those case studies with you. So moving on to the first case study that I have to share with everyone is E&E Contracting. So E&E Contracting is a home builder and remodeler. They're based out of Pennsylvania. They actually have headquarters in Delaware and Maryland as well. We started working with them roughly in July of 2020. So when they came to us, they were looking for several things. The first one is that they were facing a new reality, which I think in today's market, most home builders are facing this new reality, which clients are continuously looking for 3D designs and realistic visuals to help them make that final decision of their project. They want to see what their home looks like or their remodel project looks like before they move forward with, accepting a bid or accepting a contract with a remodeler or a home builder. As a remodeler, E&E Contracting, they were also willing to simplify their customization process and reduce the amount of meetings and back and forth changes with their clients to speed up that sales cycle. So when I talk about this, I mean, I want to make a room bigger. I want to change the color of my cabinets. Maybe I want granite versus quartz. Those processes and those changes, they want to speed that up to make it as quick as possible to get the end product over to their clients. And they also, from a marketing and sales perspective, E&E Contracting, they were looking for a more intuitive tool to both address the growing client expectations that they were getting, and of course, boost that conversion rate. And how did we address this? So the way that Cedrio addressed this for them is that we provided the tool for their marketing and sales teams to use to complement each other's processes. So the way that this was complemented is that the marketing team was using Cedrio to design their floor plans, upload it into their website, and also upload it into Cedrio's catalog. And just so I can give a brief explanation of what the catalog feature is in our tool, is that a team is able to go in there, design their pre-existing floor plans that they work with, whether you have 3 of them or you have 150 of them. They go in there, they design these plans, and then the sales team logs onto their account in Cedrio, pulls up the pre-existing plan that was designed for them, and all they have to do is make the customizations on the fly with their clients. So again, we're back to the changing color of cabinets, changing the granite or quartz, changing the floor, the wall paint. Those are all the features that the sales team is doing versus having to draw something from scratch and being able to do it quickly. The overall results for E&E Contracting was that their sales cycle was shortened by 25%. So they went from 6 weeks to 4.5 weeks. which dealt to a higher deal amount for them, therefore profitability, thanks to more options being sold. Again, versus showing a hand-drawn image to their clients, they're now able to offer them the gourmet kitchen they asked for, or they're able to show them the real-time color changes or just different scheme changes within the software. And then moving forward to the second case study that I have to share with everyone that's here today, it's going to be about Danbury Realtors. So Danbury Realtors is a company based out of Toledo, Ohio. They actually approached Cedrio, I want to say about a year ago. They are they're marketing and selling communities for 3 home builders in their area. So they currently work with Premier Builders, Joe Regali, and RF Moore. And when they came to us, what were the things they were looking for? Where did they need help, and where did we go from there? So originally when they came to us, they had stated to Cedrio that they initially tested various different 3D softwares, to produce their own 3D visuals to their clients. And at the end, of trying those softwares, they told us one of the few things that they encountered is that it was, they were too complicated. And the quality of the renderings wasn't exactly what they were expecting. It was a lot lower. So they started looking for a replacement. But again, in today's world, not everybody has 3, 4, 5 months, to learn a new program. And they wanted to optimize that design process. So the main features or the main things that they were looking for when they approached us is that they wanted to surpass the local competition. The local competition had already started providing 3D renderings to their clients. But they wanted to do that with, a better quality and a more personalized visual to their clients. They wanted a one-stop shop software. They wanted to deal with 2D floor plans, 3D quality visuals. And at that moment, when they told us that they wanted this, they were using 3 different softwares to achieve, one 2D floor plan and one 3D visual for their clients. And they also wanted a software that not only provided them exterior elevations, but could give their clients a more customized inside rendering to get a real feel for what their house would eventually look like on the exterior and interior levels. So with Danbury Realtors, we approached them a little bit different than we approached, E&E contracting, just because of what they were looking for. So the way that we addressed is that we dedicated initial trainings, which were about 2 hours long, to get them up and running in front of their clients, with the specific focus on training them on the 2D floor plans that they were looking for and the 3D renderings inside and outside to make sure they could achieve the best images and visuals for their clients. During the following 2 weeks while they were using the software, we organized some coachings with them. We did some sessions on specific topics from the previous 2 weeks that they got to be hands-on with the software and see, where we could potentially help them and make them better at using our software. So the overall results for them is that their pre-sale cycle was reduced by 20%, which means when you think about it, they're saving 1 day a week, which overall accumulates to a little over 2 months in a whole year. So I'll let you think about the amount of money that they were able to save and also the time that they saved and were able to manage their teams, and dispatch them into other projects versus just focusing, on 1 main or 2 main projects. And the second overall result for them was just improved quality, which is at the end game, that's what they were looking for. And we thought we'd share a before and after image of when they were using, their other softwares versus, using Cedrio now. Again, I won't comment on the actual difference that you'll see here. All I can say is that our clients are very happy with what they're producing today. And again, as you can see, Evan is showing the before and after. I thank everybody for being here with us today. I do have an article that I'll share with everybody on the chat forum here, which was done by our marketing team. It's on 5 ways to boost your sales velocity. So if anybody has a couple of minutes, you want to take a look at that, feel free to do so. Again, thank you for your time, and I'll pass it back to Evan.
Awesome. Thank you, Lucas. Yeah, I really, with that, reducing the length of the sales cycle is really, really important. So we've seen with Pathos, we have nothing to do with the software there, but we see a lot of potential for how something like we can incorporate what's working with that, not only in terms of reducing the length of that sales cycle, but actually using that to leverage an exclusive offering and increasing your conversion rate when people come to your page or even click your ads. If you have copy that says, hey, we'll give you a photorealistic rendering of your dream home in just 2 hours, that's something that it hooks people pretty fast, so it's important to focus on. But just to kind of recap what we've covered so far, want to keep this brief. We know builders, you're busy, want to respect your time. Sales velocity, the whole equation, average deal amount times the number of opportunities times the conversion rate, and all of that is divided by the length of your sales cycle. All right, average deal amount. Remember that we can be calculating that as average lifetime value. It's something we should be calculating, okay? Because that can inform your ad spend later on, and it can inform the cost of actually acquiring a new customer. Number of opportunities, that's simply, how many leads are coming in the door. And there are ways of boosting that through SEO, both organic through content marketing and also through, very, very targeted ads. You can do that. There's a good way of tracking how many leads are coming in the door. And then lastly, the conversion rate. Got to track how many of those qualified leads are you actually getting on the phone, and then ultimately how many are you actually selling to. So with that conversion rate, you want to convey professionalism. You want to have a great user experience on your page. You want to have compelling copy, a strong call to action. These are all things that really help you boost that rate. That's something that we at Pathos, are happy to chat with you to learn more about, what that could look like for you. So I want to thank Cedrio for putting this together. If you want to learn more, feel free to check out their blog. As Lucas mentioned, they have a fantastic article on, increasing sales velocity that you can read if you want kind of a rephrasing of what we've covered here. In other words, if you don't want that, or if you've already read that and just want to continue learning further, you can feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. That's where I post all our blogs for Pathos Management. We post resources weekly for builders to check out, learn how they can grow and, keep on improving what they're doing. And in the meantime, I just want to thank Cedrio for putting this together. Happy to be a part of it. And hopefully we can help you in one way or another to just improve what you're doing. And I hope this information was insightful. And I wish you the best of luck moving forward. Happy selling. So happy Tuesday to you all. And I will see you later. Thank you again, Lucas, for joining.
Thanks again, Evan. It was a pleasure being here. And again, I shared that link over in the chat for everybody that's here with us today.
Awesome. All right. Thank you to everyone who joined. Thank you so much. We will see you later. Take care.
Bye. Take care.